Hi there guys, welcome back to the channel, and today Charlie and I are going to go over kind of like a quickish overview of Salute 53.
If we could stay awake.
If we could stay awake, we're both extremely fatigued.
Yeah.
You know, the mill does not stop grinding. It was our first show.
It was.
So we thought we'd do a recap.
Yeah, recap. Definitely.
General thoughts.
For those of you that didn't get there, there's going to be loads of B-roll and footage and stuff.
That's the reason why we're doing this, for people that I forgot why we're doing this. Yeah, just to, I don't know, like from our perspective, it was our first show.
Yeah.
So, you know, why not...
It was a huge learning experience.
You say that. You know, why not celebrate that fact? And,
You've had to put up with me for like the last 2 months trying to decide what the stand was going to look like, what banner we were going to have, whether we were going to have pull-up banners, flags, what tables we were going to take, what's the scenery we were going to use, frantically painting 50 shipping containers for the Death Wheels Arena, which we didn't use all of them of in the end.
No, we used like 20.
50 was too many.
50 was way too many. When you first said it, I was like, really? But do you know what? I wear a hat, various hats, because I don't have any hair left.
What? Where'd that come from?
Stress. Right, we shall crack on.
It was great. I mean, first and foremost, we had an amazing time, right?
And we have bullet points because we're too tired to remember anything.
But I think you summarised it really, really well when we were chatting about it yesterday, that every Wargames Atlantic person on the stand, whether they were employees or volunteers, we were all having a great time. And I think that helps show lots of things, but ultimately how fun and great and engaging the audience was. Like, everybody was happy, having a laugh, enjoying talking to people, whether it was like telling people how to play games, just talking about the product. Tons of people coming up to us with ideas all the time, which is great.
General interaction.
Yeah.
You know, there was various topics thrown around from, you know, this is great, what's in this box, or what's coming in the future, or what about a rule for A, B, C, and D, and oh, is that Marco, is that Peachy? Just general interaction with people is always the winner, so to speak, for me. So, we actually plan to do this methodically, so, you know, go from the start of the day and then run all the way towards the end until we were dead on our feet.
Yeah, we'll get there.
So, yeah.
So, I think what's interesting, we didn't do any B-roll of this, so I'm sorry.
No,
I'm going to throw
up
the preamble. The pack in the van, you and I trying to build a retail unit in the middle of the office.
We had every best intention, believe me, but when it's just two of us, we're like, oh. I did get one bit of B-roll, which I think I'll show now. And it's Charlie giving his, like, there you go, look at your chef sprinkling
my snow on the thing,
That was about it.
But I think it was, you know, we got there on the Friday at 1 p.m. We were booked in. We had this massive van that we drove down from the studio in Telford. And we arrived. Fortunately, there was some of the lads there ready and waiting, which was great to help unpack. And I thought we'd be done in like a couple of hours. You know, it took you and I, 40 minutes to pack the van? It was a lot quicker than we were expecting.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, look, we'll unload it. We've practiced building everything. We know how it all goes together. I figured it would be like a couple of hours. We got kicked out of the hall at like, was it 5, 6 o'clock, whatever it was? They let you out? Or they usher you out?
Yeah, some person was like, get out. I was like, oh,
we were pretty much done at that point.
Were we?
Until Saturday morning. And our wonderful Tom Chapman, who was an absolute diamond for the Saturday. He was just a legend.
I can firmly say I'm in the Tom Chapman Appreciation Club right now. Yeah, he was a pillar.
He was great.
Absolute granite.
But he did decide that he wanted to price tag what was about 600 products.
Well, at least somebody
on the
did.
Retail
it was a massive oversight from myself and Charlie.
Yeah. Well, we realised we hadn't done it. I was like, the guys are going to scan the product. It's fine, you know.
No one knows how much it is until they get there.
And then I was like, Tom, just price in front of the shelves. He was like, well, no, because what if we like repack with something different? And then the price is wrong, and then the customer will be upset when they get to the till, and they thought they were paying one price and they were paying another. Yep. So, well done, Tom. Which actually brings us to the first bullet point on our page here, which is the show starts with the drummers
Yeah.
15 minutes early.
I was just stood there, like minding my own business, and I just hear this rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat, and I was like, what on earth is that? And I was like, okay, cool.
And that's me and Tom on the floor with a price gun, still pricing everything up.
Literally like the Price is Right, just like... and I was like, why are the kettle drums sounding? They're like, oh, they're opening 15 minutes early, and my face dropped. I was like... Are we ready?
Are we prepared?
You've still got your various pockets of people chatting and talking. Oh, I've been seeing you for 10 years. How are you, etc. And we're like, get in position.
I just had like Illidan over my shoulder of like, you are not prepared.
No, we weren't prepared at all.
So,
and then came the flood.
Well, so Sarissa were great to help us manage our point of sale. So the one thing I didn't have to worry about was a till system and a float and all that sort of stuff for taking money. Sarissa handled all that for us, which was great. However, we did think one person would be enough. Foolishly thought one person would be enough for handling point of sale.
Yep.
And within 5 minutes, there was a queue of 20 plus people deep waiting to pay for Quar Models, Harper, the King John book.
It was just snaking around the stand. I looked, I was like, oh, goodness.
So fortunately, Steve from Sarissa was still stood there, and he's like, I'm going to stay and help Charlotte out with the point of sale. So we had two of them.
Yes.
Within half an hour, the queue hadn't gone down, and there was now two of them doing it.
Half an hour, it's like 2 hours.
Yeah. So poor Josh Qualtieri, the absolute gentleman legend that he is, was like, Steve, give me the app on my phone and I'll help chip in.
And he took over. It was brilliant.
Great. I mean, he's just like Mr. Sanguine, like he's so chill. He just takes everything in his stride. Absolutely no... beeps given,
It's safe to say that Josh is an extremely accomplished individual of this world.
He is,
yes. In many fields.
He's walked many lives before this one, I think.
That I dare say. And for him to just so easily step into, just a POS role, I was like...
Yeah, legend.
What man.
Absolute legend.
What testament to his character.
Absolute
testament. It's biblical. It's
Gentleman
brilliant.
of the industry.
Absolutely.
What else can we say about Josh?
What
handsome
else?
too, quite handsome.
He's a very handsome chap.
Tall, quite envious of that, being 5 foot.
I'm jealous of Josh, I'm not going to lie.
Right, let's move on.
Please
do. We were really lucky. We put a lot of effort into to really try and put on a show. We didn't just want to turn up with some demo tables and a lot of product. We wanted to give as much to the Salute event as we could.
Yes.
So we recruited Marco to do some painting. We recruited Peachy to come and paint some miniatures, which he didn't do.
He did not do, no, it's brilliant. I think he painted like half a jacket.
And Jason Selke of Rifleman Harris fame from the Sharpe TV show. Yeah. And all three of those guys were amazing all day. Like that side of the stand was just like people on it constantly. Whether they were talking to Jason or Marco or Peachy, it was just random.
It was, and I looked at that, and Peachy, we're only joking if you're watching this, but you literally did paint half a jacket. That's because you were up and engaging. And I looked at these three guys, and I was like, their social batteries, they must have like 6.
They are amazing.
I was done by like 1:30.
Yeah,
I was like, nah, 10%.
Yeah.
Plug me in.
All my spoons have gone.
But I looked at these guys and I was like, is this showmanship? Is this what showbiz is? Like, do they teach you this in 101? have a spare battery? These guys were relentless. And I was like, again, hats off.
I like the amount of happy... Like, every time I spent most of my day literally walking around the stand, checking on everybody, making sure everybody was okay.
Just doing his overlord.
And every time I came round to Jason, Carl was helping Jason out all day, Marco and Peachy, they were engaging with people. The people on the other side of the tables were just full of smiles, so happy. I honestly can't thank these people enough.
No,
they brought so much to
so much energy, the vibrancy, the interaction, and like Charlie said, we didn't want to turn up. In fact, that's why we had one POS person, because the sales wasn't really the point.
Yeah, it wasn't the driver.
So we didn't accommodate for that, but then we had to in the end.
Yeah.
But these guys really battered out the park, and again, hats off to them.
Not only I think did they enhance the stand, I genuinely believe they enhanced the show. You know, people were so happy to talk to Peachy, to Marco, to Jason.
Yeah.
You know, Jason sat there, he turned up with a sketch of Rifleman Harper. Rifleman Harris. Rifleman Harris. Sketched it out, ready, and he then painted it in the time from when the doors opened to when the doors closed. And
never seen anything like it.
Jason has signed it. We are going to auction off that. It's a unique piece. It'll be the original. We're going to auction it off for Jason's chosen charity. So news to follow. We'll do a little video on where it's going to be auctioned, when, that kind of stuff. I'm saying we're going to.
I'm not saying we're going to do this like in scripture, but should we try and do a live?
Oh, live would be great.
Live
let's go for it.
We'll try being the keyword.
Yeah.
It's Charlie and I in here. We have capacity. So we will try, but I think that would be quite nice, actually.
It'd be fantastic. We should get it framed beforehand as well, shouldn't we? At the moment, it's just in a lovely bag that Marco gave us to keep it safe.
Get it framed.
Yeah,
Do you know how much frames cost?
I know, but it's worth it for this.
Of course,
it's
absolutely.
Worth it for this.
I jest.
So it's signed by Jason Selke and by Marco. And Marco signs all his paintings when he finishes them. But it looked fantastic.
They do. Okay.
Hey, we haven't even touched on demos. We had 4 fantastic guys demoing each of our, core game systems. We had Quar on demo with Anthony. We had Baron's War with Mark Vance. We had Classic Fantasy Battles with George. And we had Arthur on Deathfield's Arena. And I think I didn't see any of those guys stood around doing nothing at any point during the day. They were always doing games, running demos. There was people there either just kind of fielding questions, getting excited about those games. It was great to see.
And not even to mention the absolute powerhouse of a workhorse, of a man, of a creative that is Mr. Andy Hobday. I mean,
talking to people about Baron's War all day, talking to people about CFB all day, signing books of King John. I think he had finger cramps at one point. His Sharpie ran out. I had to go and buy him another Sharpie.
At one point, the man was surrounded by 3 people all questioning him about axes in Baron's War. I was like, that was brilliant. So yeah, I mean, all of these characters really helped us, enabled us on our first run out, really. So for us and a stand and an entity, so to speak, and you never know what to expect. You don't. I'm not going to sit here and say,
no, not at all.
We expected this. No, we didn't.
It exceeded my expectations.
Massively. And maybe because we put our bar so low that we had more than 3 people. We're like, we'll win. But no, it was a testament to the guys, the demoers and the audience for engaging. That those tables, they looked enticing. Even I walked over to some of the tables, not to listen into what they were saying, but to see what people were doing. Played millions of these games. We helped write Deathfields, and I was still stood there looking at what people were doing
and watching them enjoy it.
Yeah, it was
all ages as well. That was the fantastic thing. And the amount of father-son playing Deathfield's Arena was just great, and Quar, for that matter. Those 2 games seem to really engage with a younger audience. Like Deathfield's Arena is very much like picking up Call of Duty and playing a team deathmatch, and Quar has got that mix of, Josh's, Pixar background with that kind of mashing up with a bit of historical, which kind of then turns it into a bit of a sci-fi game.
Talk about walks of life with Josh, went to Pixar.
Yeah. So I've got to thank the demo team.
Definitely.
They were amazing.
Without a shadow of a doubt, they were, again, pillars of... enablers, shall we say, that allowed us to put on the best show, fair wording, that we could.
Yeah, 100%.
Without those guys, and if they are watching this, then unlucky you do it again next year. No, they were absolutely sterling. They're fantastic. What's on the list?
Next,
I've forgotten now. I'm like rabbiting.
Apologies to anybody that came in the afternoon to buy Sharpe and Harper minis. They had completely sold out by about lunchtime. Still available online, so if you missed out, you can go and grab them from Wargames Atlantic website, and I'm sure many of our independent retailers.
I'll drop a link in this. Do you know what? I'll drop a link in the video, and then for the Sharpe stuff if you missed it. So, yeah. So
that was cool. That was amazing to see. We had over 100. Harper there, we had about 100 Sharpe
I think.
there,
They're just gone.
Absolutely flew off the shelf, which was great. So really encouraging for us, because something like something like Salute is it's a real kind of like focus point of like what are people interested in, you know, like what do people want to see more of, and you know, apart from obviously the demo tables doing really well, is the questions of like, when's the Classic Fantasy Battles rules coming out? We want to play 10 mil fantasy. When is the Sharpe game coming out? We want to play Sharpe, you know. So it's really good for us because it helps us focus and decide on, you know, what we're doing, and sometimes help move things forward a little bit faster, which is great. And
it also validates what we're doing as well to an extent, because you know, I'm sure you can imagine that, you know, you get so far along a journey, and you think to yourself, is this going to work?
Yeah.
Like, is this actually going to pay off?
Do people really want this?
Exactly, because we may think it's the best thing ever, but it really isn't. You know, which is life. But it's nice to know that the demand was there, so to speak, and that just thrusts us on even further down the path of making games and models.
Yeah. The other thing was we released the King John book the Friday before Salute, so Salute was its first kind of outing into the world, and
that nearly sold out as well.
Yeah, well, it did.
It actually did. We had to get a restock.
Fortunately, Sarissa had some additional stock on their stand, so we went and stole some stock from Sarissa. We
stole their stock.
Yeah. So yeah, King John book doing really well. Although what was really cool is by the time we'd packed the van up and we were home, what time did we get home? About 11 o'clock on Saturday evening. I sat down on the sofa, you know, catching up with the wife, and then, you know, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, just having a little scan, like what have people said so far. And there's like 2-3 videos of the King John book already on YouTube, which is amazing.
So we did Saturday night.
I'm a sad man, mate. I'm a sad man.
I crawled. I slithered straight into bed. Like
I was still
didn't even take my socks off.
Yeah.
I was like a man chicken. I didn't even take my socks off.
Poor Jennifer had to suffer listening to me talk about the show and everything.
No, straight to bed.
See, that was really cool. I think, what would you do differently next year?
Make a decent list.
That's it. We're done, mate.
Oh, we're done. Okay, we're done.
I'm throwing in another one. What do we do next year?
What do we do next year? That nearly went in the bin. Nearly. You just off. I don't know.
Story of my life, that really. Swinging a miss.
Stop it.
Yes. What would you do differently?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I have a list.
I can't compare. Maybe get somebody else on POS for a start.
More POS at the beginning, yes. More space. Like the stand was rammed when I needed to go from like one side to the other. I had to go out. Yeah, I had to go out and
come back in. No, I had to do that.
Which was great. Like amazing and so warm to see. You know, like you get warm fuzzies when you see people enjoying what we do. But we definitely want more space next time.
Yeah, we need more space. Yeah. Salute, we need more space.
Salute if you're watching, please, committee.
We need
couple extra metres.
Please, 2-3 metres. What else would change? Maybe...
You didn't like the flags, did you? The flags infuriated Gaz throughout the day because they just didn't stand straight, did they? And there was no grub screw to just like tighten them up at the bottom.
I'm well aware they are branded beach flags, so they need some play for the wind, etc. I don't care.
They just didn't do what we wanted them to do.
No, I'll burn those things. No,
we even went to buy cable ties to attach to the legs of the tables until we realised the legs of the tables don't stand down the side of the tables.
And we had to cut into the cloth, and we're like, no, those are not cut into cloth. Okay, maybe a bit of titivation when it comes to the furniture. But, you know, like we said, it was just, you know, at the moment, it was just Charlie and I doing all this. So,
maybe more cabinets is something else I think I'd like to do.
Because we
didn't really have the space for them, so we
we brought like 4 or 5 carry cases, and we barely put out a quarter of what we had, which was a bit of a shame. I was like, ugh.
And then Peachy brought some of his own miniatures. We weren't going to say no to Peachy putting his miniatures in the cabinet, you know.
Was his miniatures?
It was our stuff that he made and stuff. It was his stuff.
It was cool. Maybe a couple more cabinets, more space. I don't know what else. Just general uplift.
Yeah, more
things.
hands. With definitely more people. We needed more people. We needed a bit more help. I mean, everybody did a great job. I kept going around.
Yeah.
Do you want to stop for a break? Do you want to go for some lunch?
No,
And the guys were like,
everybody
no,
was-
I'm good. I'm going to carry on. Right. So right. And then this third time around, like, you need to go for some lunch.
Yeah.
Go for a break.
This
you
is
know?
sustainability now.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need
yeah.
to go and eat something.
Yeah, I feel responsible that you need to go and have something to eat, you know?
Do you know what? I don't know. Maybe just enhancements or whatnot, because I think...
Up in a gear next year,
Yeah,
I think.
I think for our first outing, it was a pretty
That was amazing.
solid
Really, really
effort.
happy. Really happy.
So, you know, they always say, what would you do differently? In this scenario, I'm like, I don't know.
Just more.
More space, more functionality maybe of the stands.
Well,
But
there'll probably be at least another demo table there next year. That's probably going to be Sharpe's rifles, I imagine.
He said that. And you know, maybe some more artists, more personalities within the space of some description.
Well, Jason said he'll come back next year. Peachy said he'll come back next year. I think I've twisted Marco's arm into
Does
it.
anybody else want to volunteer, bar Peachy? No, I love you, Chris, I'm joking. Maybe like an author. I'd like to speak to a creative writer.
Oh, Bernard Cornwall, imagine that.
Could you imagine Bernard Cornwall flipping heck?
I'm not promising that, that's not...
No. But I think that's pretty much it. Bud, what about you?
Yeah, no, that was it for me.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. Let's just do what we did, but more next year. Just maybe up it a notch a little bit. Bit more space to give us a bit more, you know...
What time is it?
11 o'clock.
Oh, that's okay. It's just Tuesday and the fire alarm.
Well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up there. I thought in my head,
If you were there, stick some comments below. Let us know what you thought of the show. If you missed it, really sad we didn't get to see you. Come next year if you can.
Yep.
I know there's going to be questions of, are you going to do Adepticon? Are you going to do UK Games Expo? Salute was our first outing. That is probably going to be it for this year. We might try and sneak in a late year one. Maybe Nova, we've talked about, you know, because somebody wants to run a Deathfield thing at Nova.
Yes, they do actually, which we all support fully. But, you know, myself personally, we're coming up to LARP season. I am getting hitched in August. I'm afraid saying Nova might be a bit a stretch too far, but I'd love to.
There's other people in the business other than you, Gareth, you know.
Until you need them. Anyway, look, thank you very much for watching, and we hope to
see you at a show.
See you at a show, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And yeah, thanks for watching. These always bait my noodle when we go off the bullet point list.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, we're done. See you later, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
I wouldn't let him wear his Night Lord's hat.